Hi, this is Dr. Joan Friedman. Welcome to Twin Tuesday. I got an interesting phone call from a mom of 4-year-old identical twins who lives in Buenos Aires in Argentina. And I've consulted with her a number of times over the past few years about some issues and questions she's been having with her boys. Her subject matter of her phone call made me think about what she talked about was very much a universal issue that all of us could learn from. And here was the gist of her complaint or her problem. She's made a very concerted effort all through the boys' lives to give them separate time away from one another. So they've been in separate activities. And ever since they started preschool at age 3, they've been in separate classes. So, of course, during the pandemic, now that they're 4, there's many more protocols and issues that you have to deal with. But the administrators of her nursery school are very much on board with twins being separated, and they view them much more as siblings as opposed to quote unquote identical twins. So the other day, she was dropping off the boys at school, and this other mom, all of a sudden, out of the blue, attacked her and said, your boys should be in the same classroom because if something happens with COVID and the schools have to be shut down, now you're going to make 16 children not be able to go to school as opposed to 8 children going to school because your boys are in 2 different groups. So therefore, they're impacting all these other children, and these boys should be together. Well, you can imagine that this mom was really upset. She didn't know what to do. She was taken off guard, and she felt, publicly humiliated and very upset, and called me to talk about her feelings about what had happened. It's an interesting issue because I think through all of our lives, we sometimes we are going to be criticized or attacked or maligned for some of our parenting decisions. And it's something we have to be able to handle and manage and deal with. All parents now, too, are having to make decisions about should they send their children back to school? Should they not? Should they do a hybrid sort of a situation? So there's many difficult issues and difficult decisions to make. And I think it's so important for all of us to remember that all during our children's developmental lives, there are many more important decisions to be made. We really have to believe and think about our own ideas, and that the idea that we know our children better than anybody else. So we have to have faith and hope that we are making the right decisions for our children, even if outsiders feel that we're wrong or they're in some sort of disagreement. And I think it's an important message that we need to keep in our minds for a very long time. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week.